We're live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fitness Empowerment Podcast. All the business partners are here to talk about pickleball.
Pickleball. Oh, where's my pickleball paddle? Pickleball.
So pickleball is trending right now, but hopefully it's like a real thing and not just a trend.
No, it's definitely not true.
So tell me about it. Why is pickleball trending right now? What's the big deal about it? It's out there. It's everywhere. Everybody's like, oh, it's the new big thing. It used to be for old people, and now it's for everybody. So like, why?
So pickleball, like 3-4 years ago, we got approached by a rando. I don't remember who.
Who is we?
Me and Brett Barker. Shout out, Brett.
Our other business partner.
Holler, Brett. So Brett and I got approached about bringing pickleball here, which I laughed about because I was like, that sounds like a joke. They said that it was taking off. We had it here. The Shreveport ambassador, Jack's last name? Veruso with a V, came over, said the lighting in our gym wasn't perfect. So I said, okay, I redid the lighting. He came back, was like, this is awesome. And then it just exploded. I think according to the last Forbes article I wrote, they said that they're building 130 red article, 138 pickleball complexes every single month in the United States, which is
that's a lot of building really fast. Yeah,
I mean, it's blowing up. We're pretty busy every day.
I mean, literally right now we have a pro pickleball player, right?
Doing a clinic.
Yeah.
Shout out Judith Castillo. So, it's blowing up. It's fun. I got into it. I started playing. I like to kick his butt a lot, but it's a good time.
Danny doesn't play.
Danny doesn't like things like that. But I will say, I think the sport is going to be growing because of how easy it is to play, how much fun it is, and it's not as intense as other sports, but it can be as intense, which is kind of cool. So it's meaning it can be very, very fun and family friendly, and at the same time you have 4 men or women that are above 3.5, 4.0 that can just get after it. So It can be, both ways.
I want a description because nobody listening who has not, I don't know what 3.45 or 4.0 is, but let's start with this. What is pickleball?
Scotty?
Pickleball. Pickleball is a smaller version of tennis, but kind of more similar to ping pong.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, and to jump on Ian's point, you can play it anywhere. I mean, you can play it on basketball courts. You can play it on a tennis court. You can play it on your driveway. Like, it's very easy to set up, a net and put some lines down, and it's easy to play on any type of surface. So I think that's another big thing that has helped it grow as well.
Agreed. A lot of tennis players are switching over to it, which is kind of crazy. I know the tennis world, there's still a lot of tension between tennis and pickleball. We always hear about it every day.
Why is that?
I think because it's how fast the sport's growing and how much easier it is to play. I mean, we have a lot of people that come in here that are plus 60, plus 65, and they can play it with ease 3 to 4 days a week. And that's not that. I mean, that's more difficult to do for most sports. I can't take a 70-year-old and say, hey, we're going to go do elite sprint or basketball or play American football or even soccer. So I think that in itself is why the sport's growing so much.
So is it easier barrier to entry for those who have less physical skills? Like, what is it about pickleball is it a community thing? It just seems easier to is it more welcoming?
Yeah.
Is it just what is it?
I think it's all of that.
Yeah,
I think that there's no real overhead serve, which in tennis that's a huge I'm terrible at that. So I think that was a turnoff for tennis for me. I didn't practice long enough, but it's mostly underhand, and so people have done this. Is that a rule,
or is that just
you have to serve the ball under the hip, underhand? Yep, correct.
Okay.
That's for sure. The other catch is that you don't really see a ton of injuries. I mean, at least you see a little bit for people that are chronic and play all the time that don't do any type of weightlifting or any type of S&C. But like overall, your space that you're moving in is maybe 5 by 5 if it's a slower game. Now, if it's a fast-paced game, like if I'm playing some high intense games, I mean, I'll backpedal 10, 15 feet. It just depends.
But wait, can you backpedal?
Yes, I can back. You can
Are
backpedal,
you
lateral
sure?
step
Are you
Not,
supposed to
over.
you should not
backpedal?
backpedal.
I mean, I like to do between the legs, but I'm terrible at it. But it's still fun to do.
I know someone's fallen.
Oh yeah, no, that's the funny part.
Yeah,
I mean,
we might have a video of somebody
We might have
falling
a
back
video.
there.
we should post it on the video. Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah.
But no, I mean the sport's exploding. If you haven't played it and you're listening to this, you probably will within a couple of years. I mean, I would not be surprised if it gets into high schools here soon, colleges. I know some of the Olympic conversations I've had, they've mentioned it.
Oh my God, we should offer off-campus pickleball.
Yeah, I mean,
Great idea.
Yeah.
I think
Put 'em
some of
board.
the tension between the tennis world and the pickleball world is that people are picking it up so much quicker and quickly. It's not the skill set for pickleball versus tennis is different. Tennis is definitely more difficult. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I mean, I will. That's fine. But I think that's what makes it so easy to get into is because you can pick it up pretty easily, and then the varying intensity levels are great too. You know.
Yep.
Like even my dad last week, my dad literally said when he walked in here for the birthday party, he was like, I might want to try to play pickleball one day. I was
I
like,
love
awesome.
that.
That's great. That's why the sport is so popular right now. My dad's about to be 70 in the summer. So, but he's played ping pong and he's pretty good at it. So he knows he can do this.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, okay, in that aspect, for somebody who's brand new, who's never played pickleball before, like, would you recommend that they can just dive right in, or would you recommend as S&C coaches, is there something they should do ahead of time to start kind of working their way up to it? Is somebody going to run the risk of getting injured their first time on the court if they've not been doing anything?
I mean, keep in mind the active exercise is the active injury, right? So,
Sure.
I mean, I think anytime you go to do anything in terms of a sport, your risk of injury is there.
Yeah.
I think, but for pickleball, if you have no history of racquetball, ping pong, tennis, you've never done a rotational sport, I mean, I think getting just a ball paddle, go play a couple times with your friends with the basics would be good. I don't think you need to be getting crazy and smashing the ball as hard as you can, which is what a lot of people do, is they just want to hit it as hard as they can, which is half of the population, in my opinion. That's not that good. The finesse of pickleball, I think, is where you start to see higher level players. But injury wise, I mean, if you're on a basic strength program with hamstring glute, basic core, basic little shoulder landmine stuff, you should be fine. But I mean, really, truly, I think you need to kind of figure where you're at in space and time in terms of pickleball before you just get after it. I don't know. I'm mixed on it because I think everybody should move. I don't think it needs a requirement of S&C. I think if you want to get better and limit your injury per se, then yeah, you need to be doing some type of weightlifting program.
So maybe let's put it this way. Because we're all strength and conditioning coaches, if you're starting something new, then to aid in minimization of potential injury, we would all recommend that you start with some strength and conditioning if that's available to you.
I think you have to know your limitations. I mean, when you start,
That's, I mean, shoot. I mean, if everybody did that, we wouldn't have a job.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
But,
So in that aspect, if you haven't played a sport or been exercising at all, then maybe you, instead of diving into pickleball, start with a couple walks a week, and when you've done that for a month or so, maybe then add in an hour of pickleball once or twice a week. Like start slow and add it in gradually. Don't start with nothing and then go 3 hours of pickleball twice a week. You're gonna feel terrible.
Yeah. And if your elbow hurts and you're still playing on it, don't do it. Like, get your elbow checked out. I mean, can I tell you how many people we have come in here with elbow pain? They're like, well, how long have you had it? Or we take a history. Well, I've had it for 6 weeks and it hurts every time I play, but I just play through it, which again, we get it, but let's get ahead of the problem before it becomes a disease and takes over. You know what I mean? So that's my 2 cents. Soapbox, always. I had too much coffee this morning. So.
And you wanted a monster.
I need more energy.
Monster's necessary.
Okay, so for those of you watching and listening, if you know who we are, then you know we're located in Shreveport, Louisiana, Northwest Louisiana. If you're listening and you don't know us, now you know we're in Northwest Louisiana. So what do we offer here in terms of anybody who's interested in coming in to play pickleball?
I would say contact us, phone number, email, whichever. Clay Foster, who's awesome, will answer and give you all the rundown. He can give you all the information about all the ambassadors for all the different locations. We like to support everybody. Southern Hills, Bel Air, all the other indoor spots, Stonebridge, just everybody. It's a fun sport. It's about community. We host it inside probably 3-5 times a week.
I'd say that's accurate.
Almost every day.
Yeah, pretty much every day.
It's easy. Come in. I think it's $5-7 a head. You can rent out a court. We have balls here. We have rackets here. It's just get into it. It's a good time. And then, if you want to get your butt kicked, just let me know.
I'll place some links in the show notes in the description box below. But you can always send us a message on Instagram. We're at TTG Sports Performance, and we can send you some details there. You can send us an email. We're info@ttgnwla.com, and one of us will get back to you. Facebook, that's a thing too. Yeah. I can't stand Facebook, but we're there.
We're on there.
Did y'all hear about the new Twitter? Blue Sky?
Blue Sky.
Yeah, or Blue by random, but yeah. I saw that this morning. I was like, interesting. So
ain't got time for that.
Nope.
You got blued? That's the new thing.
What?
You got a tweet, you got blued?
Oh my God. Who has time to come up with this crap?
I mean, lots of millionaires.
They make money.
We're in the wrong profession.
Yeah, that's right. I knew that.
Oh man. Okay. So that's pickleball. I just wanted to talk about it briefly, kind of touch on the big new sport that's coming into the world and why it's important and who it might be good for. Is there anybody it's not for?
I don't know. I mean, unless you just had a total knee
or a shoulder surgery.
Yeah. Maybe the next day. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think it's for everybody.
Okay.
Except for maybe like not lizards, like dogs or something.
Really? Oh my God.
I can't wait for you to edit that out. There we go.
I'm not. It's going to stay right there. All right. Freaking there. Okay. What else? What's going on with TTG this week? We got a few minutes.
We got that clinic going on.
Pickleball clinic.
Evals like crazy. We're kind of getting to that spring season. Lacrosse is about to take off or just started for all of our high school.
Yeah, speaking of high school, off-campus packets for next year are starting to come in. So if you're listening to this and you're in high school in this area and you want to do off-campus with us, start getting your packet information into us now.
Yeah. Getting ready for college and all of our summer groups. Start prepping for that come May.
We finally launched the Tell Me What to Eat Club. We talked about that on this podcast 20 episodes ago. It's finally available. I'll put the link in the description box below. But patreon.com/Tell Me What to Eat Club. And this is a place where you can go to just ask your nutrition questions. We'll put meal plans and recipes and just answer questions in there. But you don't have to feel like, I have to be held accountable. I have to show up weekly to a nutrition coaching session. It's a very easy entry place where you can just say, hey, I'm interested. I'm doing a few things. I think I'm going in the right direction, but I just want to double check myself. There's a $5 or $10 a month tier. So it's a really easy, low entry, non-threatening way to just jump into some nutrition for your lifestyle.
Non-threatening.
Well, it can be really scary, and a lot of people are very, very busy, and I get it. It's very hard to make a consistent, same day, same time, every single week meeting. And then when I know so many of our clients are parents, and they're up at 5 a.m., they don't go to bed until 10 p.m., 11, midnight, and life is about the kids, and the time is just not there, and the thought of having to put together extra bandwidth to add one more thing into the schedule, I know it just doesn't exist in a time frame sometimes. So that's why we came up with this. Client said, just tell me what to eat. I said, okay, fine, I'll just tell you what to eat.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Cool. On that note, I wish we had a little cool outro or a song,
a music,
a Blues Clues theme song.
Can we have our own
That's
theme
coming.
song?
That's coming.
I have a theme for the entry and exit of this show.
Oh,
I edited it in.
We're changing it.
No, we're not.
Maybe a Blues Clues theme song. Right?
All right, that's gonna wrap us up for today.
Bye, guys.
If y'all have recommendations or topic requests, things you want us to touch on in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition coaching, sports in the world, the Olympics, lifestyle, let us know. On that note, peace.
That could be